So I've had this idea for a fatigue druid for a little while now, and the goal of it is to have Malorne make it so you can sort of never fatigue. So I'll just make the deck real quick and I'll explain each one of the cards. So essentially it'll be a ramp druid, so you'll need the Innervates, and the Darnassus Aspirants, and the Wild Growths. And also, because it's fatigue, you want some good removal cards. So I'm going to use Naturalize. And also, because it's fatigue, it always keeps my opponent ahead of me, so that's really good. Ahead of me in card draw. And I'll also use Living Roots for removal. Then, of course, Wrath. And Swipe. Swipe's good for board clear. And because I have Swipe, I also want a Zeradrake. I'm only going to use one, though, because, you know, I don't want too many of those. And, of course, Keeper the Grove is good for removal. Now, usually most fatigue decks, the goal is to not die, of course. So, how they usually do that is through healing, or, you know, have a lot of removal. Now, Druid has some good removal, but it doesn't have super good healing. I mean, it has Healing Touch, but that's not super good. So I'm going to use taunts instead, and Druid has a lot of really good taunts. So I'm going to use 2 Druid of the Claws. I'm also going to use 2 Death Lords, I believe. Yes, 2 Death Lords. And okay, those are all Death Rattles. There we go, Death Lord. And Death Lord also keeps them ahead in fatigue. In the case that it pulls out like a 10-drop or something, I'll hopefully have Naturalize in my hand, so it's not too bad. And this deck will not have combo, because, you know, it tries to fatigue. Combo's not necessary. I'll use Ancient of War, another good taunt. Of course, I'm going to use Malorne. The goal of Malorne is to use big game hunters. Like, let's say it's really near the end of fatigue and you're about to take lethal fatigue damage. You play Malorne, and then you can big game hunter it, and then you won't die. So that's the goal of the deck. And I'm going to have Ancient of War as well. It's a really good card. Oh, what am I missing? 1 Sludge Belcher. Now, I've only played with this deck a few games, but, you know, so it could definitely improve. What else am I missing? Oh, yeah. No, I have Living Roots. Aspirant. Keeper of the Grove, I have that. Oh boy. Let's check. I think I need more 4s. Oh yeah, Sen'jin. I have Sen'jin. The 4-mana taunt. 3/5. So that's pretty good. Yeah, so essentially what this deck does is you ramp into taunts for the most part. It's surprising. I know it's surprising that I don't have a piloted Shredder, but that's more for tempo and mid-game, I believe. This is definitely a very late-game deck, and it's more late-game than most decks because you essentially have infinite 9/7s if they don't silence it. And that's definitely really good. And it already has a lot of late game with the 2 Ancient of Wars and the 1 Ancient of War. So, it's a super heavy deck. So yeah, I mean, I really like Malorne. I've only played a couple games with him, but he just keeps coming back, you know? Alright, so let's play a game. Alright, so if this is a face hunter, definitely not going to want the big game hunter. Definitely want Death Lord and Swipe. So, oh, I guess big game hunter wanted to really be there. Alright, so this game will, if it's face hunter, it might end rather quickly before it gets to fatigue, but if it's like mid-range, it might go to fatigue, in which case I'll hopefully win, because I'll just keep on drawing Malorne. And all my other 7-drops, which are huge. I have four 7-drops. The game before this one, I didn't draw any of my 7-drops, and we were like 20 turns into the game, and I didn't draw any of them. So, more like 15 turns. But still, that's ridiculous. And I drew an innervate. Makes me feel bad. Oh well. It's probably inexperience with this type of deck, but I think I have somewhat too much early game. That's what I meant to say. So let's see what he does. Hopefully we'll get a tell to what type of deck. So I think that this is probably a face hunter. Well, okay, I still have no clue. Okay, with Hunter's Mark, it's probably more mid-range. That's fine for me to pull out. I'm probably gonna Wrath that, get a little cycle going. Or I can just play Sen'jin, but then he can kill Sen'jin. Can't kill another Death Lord, then I don't have enough mana. So I'll just do this. Cycle. That's good. Always Huffer. Probably not the one he wanted. But, you know. I'm not sure what one he would have wanted. Probably the 4/4 taunt was best for him. But into Druid of the Claw, that's not very... 4/4 taunt isn't good against 4/6 with taunt. Alright, so probably gonna innervate out Ancient of War. Yeah, he already used one Hunter's Mark. Let me just double check that 5 + 2 = 7. Yes, it does. Alright. Five plus 2, man. That'll screw you over sometimes. So what I want to do next turn is probably just Sen'jin Hero Power. Or if I draw another 3 and a 3, but the only 3s I have are Death Lord and Big Game Hunter. It's probably not that. Okay. Welcome, Malorne. Alright. Now, I feel like I want to sneak in as many hero powers as I can. But this is just always better. He used one kill command, so it's unlikely he has another, but if he does, and I play Sen'jin, then that's really bad. So I'll do that. Okay. Oh, come on. Oh well, at least it took up 2 of his cards. Hey. What do you know? 4 and a 3. That equals 7. So yeah, this deck is sort of tempo-like. Tempo's important, of course, but so if that I doubt that'd be explosive trap. Okay, that's explosive trap. Alright, I'll just play Malorne then. He only has 2 cards in hand. I doubt he'll be able to deal with Malorne. And then turn. Yeah, so he kind of needs to attack that with his weapon. If he doesn't, he'll be in a world of hurt. Well, he already is in a world of hurt. Okay, so gonna want to do that. See what comes out of the Death Lord. Okay, that's fun. And then I'll play 2 taunts. Or I can swipe. 2 taunts is fine. This will threaten lethal. And there we go.